G'day folks, welcome back. I wanted to talk today about an interesting way that you can think about your cravings and the mindset that comes with cravings. This is a concept that I've been talking about with my personal coaching clients for a long time now, and I've only recently thought that I haven't shared it so much publicly, and I don't really know why, but here we are, we're doing it. So, I want you to imagine that you have moved into a flat with your best friend. You're sharing a flat and everything's good and you're great friends, and then your flatmate, let's say their name's Bob. Bob comes along and says, hey mate, can I borrow $50? You go, yeah, no worries. There's $50. Take it. All good. Pay me back whenever you can. It's fine. And Bob says, thanks, and away he goes. And everything's good, no problem. But tomorrow comes and Bob doesn't give your money back like he said. And it's like, yeah, no worries. It doesn't really matter. Bob's a good guy. It's all, everything's fine. And then 2 weeks later, Bob comes back and says, hey, can I borrow $100? And you say, well, you didn't give me that 50 back last time. And Bob says, oh, sorry, I forgot. Damn it, I forgot that $50. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can I still borrow the $100? And I promise I'll give you back 150. I get paid tomorrow. I'll give it back to you then. And then, yeah, all right. Yep, no worries. Here's the $100. Take it. It's all good. People make mistakes. We're fine. Everything's good. No worries. Well, I forget things too. Everything's good. No problem. Have the $100. And I go, Bob will go, yeah, thanks. That's really good. That's good. And then, sure enough, tomorrow comes. You don't get the $150 back. Another couple of weeks go by, and Bob comes along and says, hey, can I just borrow $100? I just need $100. Can you lend me $100? And you go, actually, Bob, you probably, if it was me anyway, actually, you know what, Bob, I just don't have $100. You've borrowed 150 from me lately, and I'm out of cash now. Sorry, I can't do it. And then Bob goes, oh, what kind of friend are you? Starts putting the guilt trip on. Oh, are you a real mate? Are you a real friend? Like, what are you doing? I would give you whatever you ask for. I'd give you the shirt off my own back, Come on, be a real friend, and starts, talking down to you about, accusing you of not really being there for him when he needs you, and, making you feel guilty or whatever. And then you go, oh, all right. Last time though, okay? You got to make sure yeah, promise, I'll give it back. I'll give you all your money back. Give it back tomorrow. All right. Here you go, Bob, $100. And then sure enough, the money doesn't come back to you. And on top of that, it turns out that Bob has been taking your money, spending it on drugs, as well as spending all his own money on drugs. And, you discover that your best friend has a drug problem, and, it's all bad stuff and sad stuff and unhappy stuff. So how long would you let this go on with Bob before you decide, you know what, Bob, enough's enough. I love you. You're a good friend. I'm really sorry that you've fallen on hard times and there's things going wrong in your life, and I still want to be friends and I still want to support you, but enough's enough. I can't be lending you money anymore. I'm not going to give in to these stories. I'm not going to believe the lies. I'm not going to, that's not going to affect me anymore. I'll help you any way I can, but I'm no longer going to believe you when you say that you're going to pay me this money back and that it's going to be worthwhile and everything's going to be okay. We're not doing that anymore. I don't think it would take that long. I think you'd get that message pretty quick. Now, let's imagine that Bob, instead of living in a shared flat with you, instead, Bob is living inside your head. And Bob is a junkie. Bob is an addict. And Bob's drug of choice is the high that you get from eating junk foods. So when you eat a donut and you get that sugar rush, that's Bob's drug. Yeah? And Bob, who lives in your head, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your relationship. He doesn't care about your long-term health and happiness. He doesn't care about your fitness. He doesn't care about you fitting into that bikini or getting those six-pack abs or whatever it is. Bob cares about one thing and one thing only, and that is getting high. And Bob will say and do anything if he thinks it will make you get high. Make you eat that junk food that helps him get high, And that is as far as it goes. All right, so Bob's going to tell you things about, just this little bit, just this once, it'll be okay. You've been really good lately, you deserve a reward. Or, hey, it's your best friend's wedding. You don't want to look like that freak, the odd one out who's not eating the cake at the birthday party. What a weirdo. Nobody's going to like you. The food's free. You got to eat while the food's free. There's a million lies that Bob will tell that are not, he has a way of talking that'll make you sort of, in a way, believe that, actually, you know what, this is the right decision. I'm doing the right thing. I can just get back on my healthy diet tomorrow like nothing ever happened and everything will be fine. And Bob somehow makes you believe it's all true. And it's not, most of the time it's not. Bob doesn't care. So how long are you going to let this go on? Bob the housemate, Bob the roommate, he doesn't borrow money many times without returning it. It's only a few times and then that's not happening anymore. But Bob's the same. Bob's been doing this in your head, doing this with food for me it was decades before I realised. It was every day, or nearly every day, for decades before I finally went, hang on a second, I can't trust this anymore. Bob keeps telling me that it's just one last time, one little bit, and I'll get back to my diet tomorrow. And he's every time he's lied. It's never been the truth. But I keep on giving in. I keep on, believing those lies. I keep on thinking that, I've got to listen to that voice in the head. And it took me a long time. But how long is it going to take you? That's my question. How long until you accept this reality that there is a little piece of you that just wants to get high. There's a little junkie living in your head, and the only thing that junkie cares about is the drug of choice. Doesn't care who gets hurt or what damage is done, just wants to get high, and that is it. And a big part of success is learning to see when it's your inner junkie talking. You're in a Bob. You might give yours a different name. Actually, mine's not called Bob. I just call it the inner junkie, but for this I decided to give him a name. A lot of the key to success here is learning to see through the stories that we tell ourselves, learning to see through that inner junkie that lives in our head and tells us stories that, make it seem like eating the junk food is the right thing. So, how do we get past that? Well, we need a plan. We need to come up with a plan, and that's a big part of what we work on at SpudFit. We need to know what the likely stories are going to be, what sort of stories have worked in the past to trick us, and then we need to come up with ideas about how we're going to answer those stories and how we're going to reply to that inner junkie when those stories come up, and how we're going to move through those situations. So that's a big part of what we're working on in Mega Foods May at the moment. You might be able to come up with some ideas for yourself. You might be able to, let's say you could write down a couple of excuses that you've used in the past, and then write down a couple of answers that you might use for those excuses, those stories that Bob has told you, and then you can be prepared and ready. So that's a bit of homework for you if you want to do that alone. If you want to do it with a little bit of help, come and join us in the SpudFit Challenge group where we're doing currently Mega Foods May. And let's get on top of this. Let's take control, and let's let that inner junkie know that, hey, you're a part of me. I still love you. I still, I want the best for you, but you don't get to make the decisions anymore. You don't get to tell me stories and tell me lies and get me to believe things that are not true anymore. That part of the relationship is over. There you go. Tell me what you think. Ask questions in the comments below. Make your own comments and observations. Like, subscribe, share, turn on the notifications, do all that stuff, and click the links below in the description to join us. All right, everyone. Mega Foods May. Eat simply, live fully.